I'm with Aaron, and he is part of an organization called homelesshepherds.org. And what's the goat's name, Aaron?
That's Benny.
Benny?
Oh, wow. My
Hey. Hi.
I don't really even need it, though. That's whatever.
I saw Aaron riding down this bike trail near Medford, Ashland, Oregon, and I saw this cart, and I thought, oh, he's carrying stuff in it, and then the door blew open, and there is this beautiful goat with he's got a little thing on the back.
Oh, I have a poop cup that goes over
yeah.
right there.
Aaron asked me not to show his face, so I'm
you know, I don't care about
that.
video so much. I just don't like photographs. I don't like posing for stuff.
Oh, okay. So it's okay to get your face a little bit in there?
I don't mind that at all.
Okay, Aaron.
In fact,
Aaron is a cool guy. You know, you never know what you run into.
Pictures are pretty empty, and and I think that we should.
Yeah.
I think that in general, Penny. I think that in general, we should try to do what's called first person. First person.
Yeah, any way you want.
Well, the point is that. There, all right.
Okay.
Is that the point is that all of our examples of people in movies, characters, the main character is of a character that is almost always the main character is separate from us and better than us, and so it prevents us from having the ability to greater imagine ourselves in that position, and in fact encourages us to assume that there's no way that we could do such thing. She needs to be led over here.
Okay.
Those plants aren't that good. That's what I was saying. These plants over here are really good. She'll like these.
Okay. All right.
This is Creekside. What's this stuff?
So when
so the point is that it's nice when it'll be nice someday when movies are made from first person point of view perspective, so that the superhero role is more easily transposed into the child.
Okay.
Into the human, so that they can have more hope into thinking that they can do something different.
Aaron, how did you come to do this?
Making the urban livestocking laws, or helping to make the urban livestocking laws in Ashland, so that people can have
urban livestocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before a couple years ago, regular sized backyards were not capable of having 5 chickens. They weren't capable of having bees yet. Anyone was able to have bees or goats. But I think unless you had an acre or more, then you were like technically a farm or something like that. But the point is that a couple of years ago, a couple of us worked together so that regular yards could have 3 beehives, 5 chickens, and 2 dwarf Nigerian goats. I have found that the milk-producing mammals, converting what is already there is far more efficient when they convert it into milk. It's far more efficient than trying to garden or agriculture. You can toil soil and wait longer to reap, or you can turn what's already there into milk with a sheep, is the idea. Like literally 3 months of toiling and soiling and waiting, and all that time you could have just been converting what's already there naturally and regrowing, and they'll munch it back to a non-destructive but just necessary stress level so that the plants all grow back, and then they continue to produce what's already more nutritionally beneficial than agriculture.
This is so much better than feeding into the really bad mode of the way we get produce and farm products. It's very heavily dependent on transportation, like truck transportation and so forth. So
she feels a little bit lost with this little of a space, and she knows that this is like a traffic area.
Oh.
And so
okay.
Putting her on her leash helps for like another level of communication between me and her.
Yeah. All right.
And confidence between. She feels like a little bit like.
Hey everybody, all my friends out there, homelessshepherd.org. Please support this.
Yeah. I didn't even get the message. If you want to film the message is that dairy shepherding, even if it's just one sheep that's a dairy sheep, they can produce 1.5 gallons a day, and that is enough to feed 3 men with a handful each of forage of their greens per day.
Yeah.
It literally is it's twice as nutritious as goat milk and cow milk. It's a
Wow.
superfood.
I had no idea.
So literally having one sheep per person that would otherwise have a dog could solve world hunger.
Yeah.
Basically,
yeah, really.
Because honestly,
Yeah.
like I drink like 3/4 a gallon a day, and make cheese. I have cheese underneath the deck, and it is able to provide me with a stir fry wherever I go. Like literally, like
Yeah.
there's greens everywhere, wild edible plants, and so dairy shepherding, or maybe not multiples, the idea of multiples, but just one, can solve world hunger. It's far more efficient than agriculture and waiting so long to reap something that's nutritionally inferior to the milk that's produced hourly. Literally, I have to milk right now. I literally have to milk right now. I milk her like 6 times a day in order to maintain her milk production, because sheep have a higher butterfat content.
Oh,
so
no kidding.
they withhold a lot of the milk
Yeah.
from their babies in order to prevent cloggage.
Ah.
And so the other part of the message is, that's the first part of the message, there's a solution to world hunger. The other part of the message is, of the basic message, is that dairy shepherding, or having one dairy sheep, is also a solution to homelessness. Because if you're homeless and you have a dog, you're still just considered homeless. But if you are homeless and you have a dairy sheep, then technically you have you are a producer. You are producing, or something that is in your possession is producing wool that you can make clothes out of. It's making milk that you can make food products out of. It's creating offspring that you can have meat products off if you wish, and so therefore you have a rather untraditional, unorthodox job that pays you directly the things that you otherwise would have to buy, clothing and food. So and it actually can pay you, because you can sell those products if you wish, or additionally there's multiple levels of working with the non-homeless community or the house community in order to earn money for, say, an eco lawn care system, you know, that then offers job possibilities. So that is a complete homeless solution right there. If they don't like that flavor, well, you work with it until you can come up with something better, you know, like if it's not working for you and you get a dwarf Nigerian goat, which is like less than half the size of this, they're very small. She weighs 100 pounds, maybe 110. Dwarf Nigerian goat weighs like 40 pounds. They're as small as a little dog. Yeah, if you can do that to help out your situation, and then you can give it on to someone else because they're only $50, give it on to another homeless person ideally, then and then you can go on to the regular orthodox ways of living.
So, Aaron, are you homeless?
Well, I'm just, I think that in order to be not homeless, you either have to be very entitled through family, or you have to be working all the time to have time to think about solutions to the problems that if you're honest, we all are facing. You can't do those you can't do that without being homeless. Basically, lowering your bar. You could work really hard to get ahead, and then you'll have time to spare, ideally. But gambling with a hedonic treadmill and getting on the hedonic treadmill, it's likely that even if you do get ahead, you're not gonna like take the time to get off. You're going to continue to reinvest and try to safeguard. And so
that's correct.
So and so the only other way really is like when you're a trust we call them trustafarians,
Yeah.
like a Rastafarian or these anyway, they have family money that allows for them to have the possibility to think about their sustainable future and their and the world's sustainable future, but they likely won't because they'll have so much money. So really, necessity is the mother of all invention, they say. So if you put yourself into a situation that's a spot that everyone else is going to eventually be in if we don't address the problems, then it forces you to it provides you with the time and forces you to think about those solutions so that you can come up with some solutions. Our leaders, what I say is the solutions to the world's problems in the future are not going to come from any other place than from what I call the top of the bottom, which basically
the top of the bottom.
The top of the bottom, which basically the people on the very, very top are creating the problems, either knowingly or unknowingly, and the people in the middle, all in the middle, are on the hedonic treadmill, and they're in psychological addiction to competition amongst each other in superficial ways that are endless, and so they'll never have the time or the interest in thinking about solutions to problems that they largely don't even see. The people on the bottom are the ones that largely see the problem, but when you see the problem, you have two routes. You can either get to do something about it, or you can feel hopeful, or you can feel helpless and then start to, roads to addictions and stuff like that. And so most people that are on the bottom are drug addicted and don't have their heads straight. So the only people that are going to be able to come up logically, this is just logically, like the only place that you're going to find solutions to the human problems is from the top of the bottom class. The ones that have gotten off the hedonic treadmill, they have time in between their normal uncontrolled thoughts to think about more important things instead of just making whatever their job was or whatever their social stress was, and yeah, actually, so but I think that it's in perfect timing because everyone nowadays that I've asked in the last 3 or 4 years, do you believe that officialdom is officially dumb? They all agree. Right. Like no matter where they are socioeconomically on the ladder, they have all agreed 100%. Never had anyone not agree.
Well, I would agree. Dumb. Maybe add greed and other things like that to what you call dumb.
Officialdom, yeah, exactly. Agreed is in that because it thinks.
I love your getup, Aaron. You're totally decked out.
This is actually like from two. This will be the third winter this has been through, and I need to finish my pants. As you can see, I'm not.
Yeah.
Not finished, but yeah, the socioeconomic ladder. So right now we believe that we're taught we're taught to believe or think that anything that is legitimate has to come from some place that's socioeconomically above us. We're taught to respect that which is socioeconomically above us, or those people who are socioeconomically above us. We're taught to respect them more, and so indirectly we're taught from that lesson that those who are socioeconomically below us don't deserve as much of our respect, and the things that they're saying definitely are not as credible as the things of the people that are socioeconomically above us. That is all about to change because the idea of officialdom being officially dumb, that means like not only government on the surface, the definition, but it means like the idea of the bigger the better, because everyone now realizes that the more the bigger the house you have, the more stuff you pack in it. The more stuff you pack in it, the more you have to maintain it and dust it or hire someone to do so. The more clothes you have, the more dirty clothes you have. The more dishes you have, the more dirty dishes you have. The more, you know, these are all common. But here's really where it's going to flip. Where the officialdom's really going to flip is when people start to realize, with any amount of foresight, that the House of Cards idea, when they start to realize that and really realize the implications of a falling of the House of Cards, they'll realize that having more, and having specifically anything that anyone else doesn't have easy access to, will actually become a hindrance to the quality of their psychological life. And so then the officialdom of having bigger and better and literally everything now in this paradigm can be defined, the way I see it, as the motivation, I mean, from society, is motivation of its citizenry to get things that other members of its citizenry don't have access to, or have less access to. It's a competition of getting those things. Soon as people start realizing, and/or when shit hits the fan, so to speak, it's going to flip, and then you're going to have the opposite. You're going to have people genuinely looking at this thing and wondering it's all of its implications, you know. But their lessons are going to be jam-packed into a really tight learning curve. Is all I'm saying. Whereas the people that preemptively go through this, like the people that are going into tiny homes, those are the people I'm speaking of. Anyone who's downsizing, anyone downsizing at all, they're experiencing it. Good for you. You are preventing a lot of the stress that is going to be otherwise jam-packed into your lesson, you know. And
well,
so,
Aaron, you are an example of the wisdom of the shepherd,
good.
And that's a long tradition, and it's been such an honor talking with you. And I'm definitely going to spread your link around.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we covered a pretty interesting hodgepodge of bouncing around this. So
I'm a big believer in serendipity. You never know what you're going to run into, and just be open to it. And I was rewarded today with you. So
no, thank you. I was rewarded today with you because honestly, if you check out the website, the number one thing on our wish list is for, I don't have a phone, I don't have anything. I can't even go to the library, although I need to go in the library because I need to print out the laws for Ashland so that I can protect myself when I go back in there.
Yeah.
But the point is that I'm not able to even manage or blog anymore. And the first thing on the wish list is for people to help spread these ideas and/or help. This isn't on there, but that would be like ideal, and I didn't even think about that. So I'll actually change my wish list to people video recording and helping share some messages.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I will.
That's ideal.
Edit almost no editing. This is just the perfect video. And I'll post it on YouTube and somehow get you a link.
I gotta load her back up because we're going back.
Sure. Yeah, it's gonna rain pretty soon.
Medford, it's illegal too. I had to make this trailer so that she could ride in it because Ashland changed their laws so that I couldn't walk her through town.
Oh.
Specifically, like
the
website, like they did it and named me even in their meeting, and it's on video record. But in Medford as well, I'm going to the farmer's market right now, and she has to load up in that. So.
Yeah, pleasure. God bless you,
yeah,
Aaron. Thank you so much.
All, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It'll be an interesting come from behind victory.
Yep.
For humanity, I hope. Let's go.
Oh, you're gonna put her back in?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get a shot of that.
Yeah. Process. I gotta move my stuff.
Okay.
Move my stuff out, and then I get her in.
Okay.
She's got a seatbelt.
Great.
It keeps her safe. Keeps her in.
Yeah.
She doesn't always like it, but it's what we have to do legally. I don't.
Sure.
Honestly, like, I didn't think I would like it at all, but I actually I like not having a backpack for the first time in 10 or 12 years. To the point at which she's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Go girl.
Oh man.
Go girl. My broken kickstand. I don't really need it though. It doesn't. The kickstand on this pretty much keeps the bike up. We invented a new type of hitch system. Yeah. And it keeps the bike relatively stable. All the way. Lay your butt down, Sister Bear. Yeah, all the way. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. And she liked the window open. You gotta keep the window open. And my window over there shattered the other day, even though it was plexiglass. Lay down. Even though it was plexiglass, it shattered, and so now we got a friend had a staple gun and stapled the trash bag over it because it's supposed to storm 50-mile-an-hour winds the next couple of nights. Okay. All the way, lay down. Come on. It's not integral, but a kickstand is nice. Because the whole thing has a kickstand. It kind of helps to stabilize it. All right.
Okay, have a safe journey, Aaron. So wonderful running into you. And Penny.